competition, we're now down to one final phase. The top 4 teams have battled it out to face one foreign challenger. Who will rise to the top here, where power meets passion? Welcome to the Spikers Turf.
We take you to the Philoil Eco Oil Center where the DN Steel FEU Ultras make their way inside and will take on the Criss Cross King Crunchers. Both teams are ranked 1 and 3 respectively in the standings. Welcome to the semifinals of the Invitational Conference of the Spikers Turf right here on One Sports and One Sports Plus. And this is what is on tap. DN Steel FEU Ultras taking on the Criss Cross King Crunchers at 4 o'clock. And then Saboj Spin Doctors taking on the Signal HD Spikers in our final game today. Hi everybody, thanks again for watching us. You just saw Denise Baldasancho earlier. I'm Eric Tipan alongside Andre Mullacanda. Big game, especially for these two teams. They've met once already and FEU lost in a few sets there, so they've got a bone to pick against the King Crunchers.
And of course, we're talking about a different situation at the moment. This is already the semi-final round, so we know that all of the teams who have made it will give it their all.
All right, let's take a look at the tournament format. It is not the typical top 4, final 4, semi-final format we have for you.
Well, we've seen all the teams already until they reached here in the semifinals. We have our top 4 teams who will be joined by our Japanese guest team, Kondogumi Hyogo. So this is actually the same club that played with us last year. They won bronze. Now here in the semifinals, the top 2 teams in this round will qualify for the championship match, and the teams ranked 3rd and 4th will face off for bronze.
All right, so a very straightforward format in the semifinals of the Invitational Conference. You're going to get to see Kondogumi Hyogo on Friday, so hang on for that. In the meantime, we take a look at the road of the DN Steel FEU Ultras to the semifinals.
And, you know, we've seen how this team has won their first 5 matches. And, you know, they didn't really disappoint with their performance, the way they have performed right here, going up against, you know, club teams, more seasoned, we can say seasoned players. Their only losses actually came from Criss Cross and then Signal. But they did just enough. They've won their remaining games. They clinched a seat here in the semifinals. And today, we're sure that they're out here to win another game.
And they showed everybody they deserve to be here by, I mean, you beat everyone. That's 7 games you won. You lost only to the top teams in the open conference of the Spikers Turf. So, 7-2 record, definitely deserving of the semifinals.
And you know what is good about this, we can say a younger squad, you know, the FEU team, across the different skill departments you'll see there, they rank on the upper half, only with the exception of digging where they fall to number 8. But, you know, this is a very good sign because, again, they are a relatively younger team alongside the other squads that we have here, but they managed to pull off this performance.
I can't wait to see them in the upcoming season of the UAAP Season 87, how good they're going to be, especially after winning the Collegiate Conference of the V-League. Meantime, one of their best players, Drix Saavedra, 7 games throughout the eliminations. He scored in double digits.
And we've seen FEU here in this conference, how they really maximize their lineups. They retained a lot of their veteran players in the lineup with some insertion of rookies. But whenever they needed a point, they needed to dig deep, it is always Drix Saavedra that delivers for this FEU squad. In fact, looking at his numbers, quite impressive with 133 points here in this conference, and largely because of his offense. And I think, you know, it's the number speaks for itself, but it's the leadership that we've really, no score there, but it's leadership that we really have seen from this player.
All right, in the meantime, let's take a look at the road to the semifinals of their opponent, the runner-up in the open conference to the Spikers Turf. Always a very good team, a very dangerous team, the Criss Cross King Crunchers.
You know, a lot of people had questions coming into, you know, this conference because they did lose a key member in Espejo. But, you know, looking at our screens right now, it's such an excellent record with 8-1. And the stats, Eric, just look at this. It's amazing how they are actually on top in 5 out of the skill departments. The only skill they're falling behind on would be serving, which is still at number 6.
And they're led by Jude Garcia, a very prolific indoor volleyball player who used to play beach volleyball. In fact, he had a 35-point game in the eliminations of the Invitational Conference. Such a terrific performance so far for Jude Garcia, leading his team to the semifinals of the Invitational Conference.
Well, he is the 2024 Open Conference MVP. And, you know, this is his second round already with the King Crusher. So it keeps getting better and better from him. We've also seen his career high of 35 points against Signal earlier this conference. And, you know, we can't wait to see what's in store in today's match against FEU.
And definitely today, the team will lean heavily on Jude, a former FEU Tamara, if I remember correctly, and as they try to take down his collegiate team.
What's good is that whenever there is a tough opponent, it is Garcia that's shown that he has what it takes to really deliver the points for Criss Cross.
All right, let's find out our poll question of the day as we send you courtside once again to Denise Valdez-Sancho.
We love hearing from our fans. If you're on the Filipinas Live app, we have a poll below your stream asking which team will control the net with their blocks. You can also join the conversation online by using the hashtag SpikerStrip2024. You can also join the conversation by using our hashtag SpikerStrip2024 and like our Facebook and Instagram pages. But more of the action later. For now, this is the SpikerStrip 2024 Invitational Conference.
Presenting our national officials for this match. First referee, Mr. Erlindo Eusebio. Second referee, Mr. Mark Santos. Let's welcome our starting lineup from our DN Steel Far Eastern University Ultras. Let's begin with their team captain, who wears jersey number 8, Jelor Talisayan. At number 5, Miko Espartero. Wearing jersey number 9, Zidric Saavedra. At number 11, Lyric John Mendoza. Number 15, Dula and Dongala. And number 17, Benny Martinez. Starting libero is number 1, Venny Paul Ceballos. Head coach, Mr. Edison, Coach Ed Orcunio. Calling on our Criss Cross King Crunchers. Let's begin with their team captain, who wears jersey number 8, Israel Wilson Marasigan. At number 1, Angelo Nicolas Almendras. Wearing jersey number 5, Jude Garcia. At number 7, Rex Emmanuel Intal. Number 14, Esmilzo Joner Polvorosa. And number 16, Giancarlo Glorioso. Starting libero is number 18, John Philip Pepito. Head coach, Mr. Anusorn, Coach Tai Bundit. This is match number 46 of the semifinal round.
Starting lineup for your Ultras, no experimentation for Coach Edison Orculio. It's the same 6 he used in the last game, that 4-set loss against the HD Spikers. Same as well for Coach Tai Bundit. Same starting 6 he used to win in 3 sets against the Spin Doctors. In their last game, they were led by Nico Almendras, 19 points. Drix Saavedra only 5 points in that loss against the HD Spikers. It's a big game today, and semifinals kicks off today. It's a round-robin format, so you lose, it's not such a big deal, but obviously there are only 4 games available for you, so you've got to win as many as you can.
And, you know, for these teams starting off strong means a lot. You want to have that momentum on your side, the confidence as well.
Yeah, nice monster block from Dongala to start things off. Ultras on the board first here in the opening set. Semi-final action. Martinez with a serve. Almendras with a great pass. Polvorosa, back row. Jude Garcia fires one in. Jude Garcia is probably about 5'9", perhaps, but he looks like he was, wow, like 6'2".
He leaps
Yeah.
so high, his leaping ability.
Almendras 3 aces against Savoj Spin Doctors. Drix Saavedra, and that one is, there's a net touch. He was outside, but a fortunate point for Drix.
Oh, yep, on his way down. There was a touch right there.
Jelord Talisayan, the team captain, 13 points. Second leading scorer in the loss against the HD Spikers. Parasigan down the line. Right on the chest of De Guzman.
I like how both these teams are starting off so aggressive.
Yeah.
So much power right there for offense.
Meantime, Gian Glorioso, 10 points, 3 blocks against the Spin Doctors. Martinez. And that one is outside from Espartero, one of the talented rookies. But there is a block touch going to be called against the King Crunchers. That eagerness to block, and for one of the top blocking teams in the tournament, causing them 2 points already.
They're very aggressive at the net.
Yep.
They are the #1 blocking team, but also showing us why they are also #1 in attacking.
Speaking of attacking, take a look at Dongala. Had to try and bend over just not to get hit by that spike coming from Jude Garcia. 3-all. A little bit of a miss hit there for Lyric Mendoza. Chance ball, a rare chance ball here for the Ultras. What can they do? There's Mendoza swiping that in.
FEU trying to be creative. They know that they're up against a strong blocking team, so they need to be able to avoid the blockers and find those open holes on the other side.
Saavedra, former baby Tamarao, now part of the seniors team. Garcia again against a double block right on the line. Twice he's hit that angle and twice he scored.
Look at how long that attack is.
What is your solution? I mean, if you're the blocking team, how do you stop Jude Garcia? Because that's obviously going to be a problem for all of the 4 teams going up against the HD Spikers.
So, you know, there are 2 adjustments they need to make, right? First is blocking at the net. the second one would be their floor defense.
Yes.
You block both, you cover both areas, but it's easier said than done.
Meantime, an error there of Lyric Mendoza, and just like that, a 1-point lead for the King Crunchers, 5 serving 4. Great pass. That's the result. Wait a minute. Great adjustment there on the defense by Polvorosa. Mendoza. Yes, Lyric Mendoza with 2 points already.
Very close start here in the first set.
Out of Antique, rookie Miko Espartero. Oh, nice pass as well. As Rex Intal with the put away.
Scoring here in set number 1 has literally been like a seesaw.
Yeah.
Palit-palit lang silang dalawa. You know, this is a good sign. You know, for both these teams, hindi nila pinapatagal yung pagpuntos ng kalaban.
Martinez, combination play, easily blocked by Glorioso. Mendoza against Marasigan. Here's Almendras. That's outside. And no block touch, according to first referee Erlindo Eusebio. So a challenge here for Coach Tai Bundit.
Almendras, from when he landed, he was already signaling block touch. But I think admission right there on the part of FEU.
All right. No green card, though, for now in the Invitational Conference. So the biggest lead for the King Crunchers, up by 2. Mendoza blocked by Almendras. Martinez all the way out to Talisayan. Marasigan pops it up. Garcia, that one is outside. If I were the lines judge, I'd be afraid. Standing that angle where Jude Garcia keeps hitting.
And he has that target. So it's very consistent, going for the sidelines or the end line. And, you know, that's being aware. Actually being aware that usually yung mga depensa, no, nag-aabang in front.
Served by Lyric Mendoza. Great pass by Almendras. Nico Almendras gets it back and hits it off the block. That'll take us to our first technical timeout. The King Crunchers up by their biggest margin at 2 points, 8-6 against the Ultras opening set of the semifinal matchup.
You're still tuned in to the Spikers Turf Invitational Conference 2024, the semifinals. Earlier in the dugout of the FEUD and Steel Ultras, head coach Ed Orculio reminded the team na nandito man tayo sa stage na gusto natin, the semifinals. Yung finish line, tinatanaw pa lang natin, which is the championship. Kaya mahalaga na sinimulan natin yung laban with a good sleep, magandang kain at magandang warm-up. Going against a veteran-led team today, Coach Ed wants the team to enter the match knowing na malaking karangalang matalo ang isang coach, Tai. And of course, their very own head coach, or rather assistant coach, Jude Garcia. Kaya pinaka-importante dito, again, he reminded them na mahal dapat natin yung ginagawa natin. Back to the panel.
All right, thank you, Denise. There's a challenge off the serve by Ish Polvorosa. Ball in, ball out challenge. King Crunchers, 8-1 win-loss record after the eliminations. Our only loss against their nemesis, the HD Spikers. And just a few games behind the Ultras. They are 7-2. Their only losses from the top 2 teams of the Invitational Conference.
Ooh. That one is out. Just by a few
Yeah.
millimeters.
So unsuccessful challenge for Coach Tai Bundit.
That was close.
In his second conference, Coach Tai Bundit with the King Crunchers. Benny Martinez with a serve. Garcia passes. Marasigan pushes it. Nice up by De Guzman. Ooh, and that a little low for Dongala.
That was a tough one. From the one-hand set to that tip.
So now the biggest lead, still at 2 points. 9-7. Saavedra, that's outside. It's called out. King Crunchers now up by 3, but there's a challenge from Coach Orculio.
You know, it was good intention going for that sideline, going for a longer attack. But quite tricky as well.
It's a big point. If it's an unsuccessful challenge for Coach Orculio and the Ultras, it's going to be a 3-point lead for the King Crunchers. We know that's not much, but wow, it's squarely in. So successful challenge. Still 2 challenges remaining for Coach Orculio. Only 1 challenge remaining for Coach Tai Bundit and the King Crunchers. 1-point game. Jelord Talisayan out of Negros Occidental, another former baby Tamarao. Good pass by Garcia. And Glorioso pounds that one in.
How can you even pick up that ball? This has been the story, at least, for set number 1. It's just been consistent exchanges for both teams.
Exciting side out opening set. But Glorioso throws one away. So 2 service errors at least for the King Crunchers. Keeping it a close game. Out of the Republic of Congo, it's Dongala, Duola Dongala, coming off a 7-point performance against the HD Spikers. Bad pass. And that'll tie the game. Saavedra makes it 10-all, opening set.
Right now, we're not seeing anything fancy from both teams, but they have been delivering highly efficient plays and quite aggressive also at the net.
Well, that's the way to go. If you're the Ultras, take advantage of every opportunity to score. Oh, nice. Looked like a combination play, but Intal put it away. Quick side out for the King Crunchers.
It's gotta be easy for Intal with mistimed blockers on the opposite side.
Back to a 1-point lead for Isay Marasigan and the King Crunchers. A quick answer, though, from Lyric Mendoza. It is a seesaw battle here in the opening set.
You had a good first ball. Then you get that opportunity for a quick play.
Great pass coming from Almendras. Intal again with a tip this time.
Like the variety of attacks from Intal. Both teams going more and more in the middle.
Jude Garcia. Martinez all the way out to Espartero. Marasigan sets it up. Almendras with a tip. Easy pickup for Mendoza. Polvorosa, back row, Jude Garcia, got it. Four points for Jude Garcia. And back to the biggest lead. The King Crunchers at 2 points. That's how close it's been at. Biggest lead is 2 points.
Been a very good exchange here in set number 1. We have yet to see a team pull away.
And it's in. Vic Saavedra going cross-court once again.
And this is what we really observe, no, with the likes of Saavedra, Garcia. The consistency really is there.
Down the line serve. Almendras turned away by Lyric Mendoza. Second monster block for the Ultras. And the game is tied again.
I wonder how that would challenge the #1 blocking team later on when it's FEU's turn to attack.
Chance for the lead, but not possible as Partero serving it outside. There's Coach Orculio. Back to a 1-point lead for the King Crunchers. Oh, overpass.
Oh.
Easy dump there for Almendras. A quick 2-point run for the King Crunchers. 3 points for Nico Almendras, the former NU Bulldog, in his rookie season. Much better pass coming from Espartero. And that one goes through for Jelord Talisayan.
Against a double block.
4 points already, Jelord Talisayan. It's as close as can be here in the opening set. Not really a surprise. Can't say we didn't expect it. Marasigan off the block, straight into the third row. And that'll take us to our second technical timeout. A slim 2-point lead for Marasigan and the King Crunchers against Saavedra and the Ultras here in the opening set.
Maybe this time. Hindi ko alam kung sino kumanta eh. Basta sikat to sa TikTok ngayon eh. And it feels alright, maybe this time.
I love the reaction of players once they see themselves on the big screen.
Siguro iniisip nila, what was I thinking? Or sana tinaas ko pa ng konti yung tono ko.
But he's in tune. I'm impressed. Almendras is in tune. Well, actually, most of them are. Saved by Garcia. Here comes Nico Almendras right on cue. Talisayan passes to Saavedra. What a dig for Jude Garcia. Nico Almendras turned away again. Dongala.
He is loving that.
Second block for Dongala.
Now look at this again. Timing is really key. Look at this.
And a little taunt as well for Dongala. It also helps that he's probably around 6'6", 6'7". Garcia with a pass. And another block, back-to-back monster blocks. Dongala, and just like that, take a look at this. The Ultras have tied the game at 16.
Very consistent. Look at that single block. And you see him really reaching for the ball, adjusting his body.
And does this stat surprise you? And 4 blocks for the Ultras, none for the King Crunchers.
You know, we're talking about the #5 and the #1 blocking team. Of course, stats-wise, we are expecting the King Crushers to deliver more. But for FEU, we did expect that they'll prepare for this game. And they seem unbothered with the attackers of Criss Cross.
And they're going for it. There's an attempt to block on the Marasigan. Hit Marasigan with 3 points. Pass by Ceballos. And there it is. First monster block for the King Crunchers. We knew it was bound to come.
Yes, we expected
Yeah.
it. We were just waiting for it. Look at that.
And during the technical timeout, I saw Coach Taibo did really demonstrating how they can block better. Martinez to Saavedra through the double block. Yes. Four points for Drix Saavedra. The Ultras, they have not tasted the lead since losing it early in the first set. Great pass by Almendras. Garcia one-on-one against Saavedra. No chance to block that.
The elevation and the reach on that attack, just amazing.
Back to the biggest lead for the King Crunchers, up by 2. Former Blue Eagle, Gian Glorioso, was vastly improved here in the Invitational Conference. Saavedra bounces back and scores.
Some combination plays here for FEU.
And the FEU fans cheering them on. Dongala with the serve to tie it. 18-19, bad pass. And that'll tie the game. That's right.
Oh, he's been having a good day.
Yeah.
Sabi niya, not just at the net, he can also score
He's
from
got
a serve.
2 blocks, 1 ace for Duola Dongala. He had 10 points against the King Crunchers in the eliminations. Marasigan down the line, avoiding 2 blockers and coming in too hot for Dongala to pop up.
It's such a slim space that he had to let the ball go in between the antenna and the hands of the blockers.
Marasigan with the serve, pass by Ceballos. Espartero nails one in.
You know, from what we are seeing here in set number 1, obviously, both these teams want to get the first set, obviously. But, you know, this shows us how much Game 1 really matters here in the semifinals.
20 all. It's a race for the first 5 points here. Polvorosa and Marasigan from the back row. Ooh, east side Marasigan. Five points already for the team captain. Both teams neck and neck affair here in the opening set, and they will make double substitutions as well. Jewel Asia and Francis Saura checking in for the King Crunchers. Meanwhile, Luis Miguel checking in, and Ariel Cacao for the Ultras. Ariel Cacao used to be the starting setter season 86 of the UAAP. Now he's become the backup for Martinez. They've actually switched roles. Full front line for both teams. So expect some fireworks after the serve by Jude Garcia. You've got Spartero, Mendoza, and Miguel in the front.
Ooh.
Oh, an ace!
What happened there? Nobody in that position.
Yep. First official timeout here, called by Coach Edison Orculio after this ace by Jude Garcia. Ultras down by 2.
Tapos tingnan nyo kung paano dumadapo sa atin yung bola. Easy ball, pare. Baka masyadong tensyonado yung galaw eh. Di kalma lang. Di ba? Pag tama ng bola, tumitikwas, eh hindi naman ganun. Tulad din yung huling puntos na yon. Di ba? Hayaan mong sila kumuha ng puntos sila, papatay sila. Pero yung error natin na ganyan, may hirapan talaga tayo. Ha? Pasa mo na. Ibigay lang.
Well, Coach Orculio just wants to put their reception in order. They're definitely still in it. Only down by 2. They've overhauled 2-point deficits multiple times here in the opening set. Got to get a good pass in. There's one. Cacao sets it up. They go to Espartero off the face. of Rex Intal gets the side out.
Look at that. Late blocking was late for Criss Cross.
Espartero with 3 points. Espartero with the serve. Asia. And nice block by Mendoza. Pepito passes to Saura. Saura through the double block. One-handed dig for Ceballos. Battle at the middle. Won by Miguel. Back row, Jude Garcia. Here's a chance ball. Ultras, Espartero. Rally continues. Longest rally of the opening set. And the cut shot coming from Saura as the defense of the Ultras was scrambling.
Yeah, that was such a nice target. He didn't go for a strong attack, but you really see him clip to that angle. It's like the Red Sea though, no?
Yeah.
Hiwala yung dalawang pwedeng kumuha. But this has been the story for
Yeah.
set number 1. Only 2 points advantage.
Ooh, that is way outside for Miguel. His first touch. And that'll put the King Crunchers up by 3. Their biggest lead of the opening set. And it is 3 set points as well. A challenge here, well, basically a timeout for Coach Herculio because that thing was way outside.
Pero definitely urgent for
Yeah.
them to get a point back. It's gonna be tough though.
Yep. King Crunchers, a veteran team loaded with stars of the UAAP, stars of the Spiker Surf. It's not a timeout. It is a challenge.
As they wait for the
Yeah.
results, and clearly,
Yeah.
look at that. No touch, but they got some words in.
Yep.
Got a huddle.
That was a strategy, I guess. Use the challenge as a timeout. So it's 3 set points.
You can
Which ma-
also ice Criss Cross, actually.
Let's see if it works. Actually, no. Glorioso gets a freebie. Can't put it away. Ceballos with the up. Talisayan, and it's a monster block that wins it for the King Crunchers. They haven't blocked as well as they should here in the opening set. Getting outblocked by the Ultras 4-1 before that. Winning block coming from Gian Glorioso. And it's a 4-point win for the King Crunchers against the Ultras. Opening set of the semifinal matchup. The King Crunchers extended their lead to its biggest towards the end, rightfully so, after exchanging 2-point leads in the opening set. Take a look at the highlights, Anna, of set number 1.
You know, we did say biggest, but it's still not that big. But it has been the story for set number 1. We've seen how FEU really tried to keep in pace with Criss Cross, but ultimately in the end, this is where we see the maturity. You know, we'd say, you know, maturity, because a lot of the a lot that we've seen in set number 1, as we look at the stats, Criss Cross overpowering FEU when it comes to offense. But the big surprise here in set number 1 is the better performance of FEU when it comes to blocking. Again, we're talking about the number 5 blocking team, FEU, and the number 1 blocking team, Criss Cross. So these two blocks of Criss Cross came in the latter part of set number 1. We'd say that it's pretty much even for serving and even the errors. But most of the errors of Criss Cross, actually, we've seen come from the service line. So I think overall, it was a good showing by FEU, but they need to score more against Criss Cross. Criss Cross, of course, will just do their thing.
Yeah. Jude Garcia, 6 points, top scoring for the King Crunchers. They look pretty relaxed. Drix Saavedra, meanwhile, with 5. He is the leading scorer for the Ultras, DN Steel Ultras. Are what they're called, obviously, when the volleyball season of the UAAP kicks in sometime February. They're gonna return to being called the Tamaraos. Second set underway. Marasigan. Oh, right on the face of Saavedra.
All good, they're saying. Sabi ni Marasigan, hindi sinasadya. Happens. Ooh, solid though.
So the King Crunchers on the board first here in set number 2. Pass by Ceballos. Here comes Saavedra looking for payback. Got it.
And that's a good way to redeem yourself. Polvorosa unhappy with that one.
1-1, set 2. Jelor Talisayan. Nice looking serve, but a better pass. One-handed set for Polvorosa, and Glorioso puts it away. Wide open lane down the line for Gian Glorioso to put the King Crunchers on top by 1. Almost an ace, but a chance ball is the next best thing. King Crunchers, combination play, and Marasigan pounds that one in. Martinez to Saavedra. Yes!
Long attacks of Saavedra really working right now for FEU.
Garcia. Oh, nice block coming from Mendoza, and there's a net touch.
Seems to be a violation, yes, but it was
A center line.
yeah, but good save sana, no?
Yeah.
Sayang because of that violation.
So,
They're clarifying, I believe, what the
foot fault? Yeah, it was a foot
Yeah.
fault. So, it's a foot fault challenge then. It was whistle blown by our second referee, Mark Santos. I think it was Marasigan who crossed. Well, we'll see. Important point here if you're the Ultras. Get an easy one, get a freebie, because King Crunchers have been off to a good start here in set number 2. Much more aggressive. All right, here's the feet, or at least the foot of Marasigan.
Oh,
And
it
yeah, it
did.
did fully cross the center line.
up to the heel.
Quick catch there by Mark Santos, our second referee.
Marasigan, 7 points already in this match.
So unsuccessful challenge for Coach Tai Bundit. The game is tied after the free point. Dongala, nice serve again. Short pass, Polvorosa to Marasigan. Dongala pops it up, but chased by Talisayan. It's going to be a free ball for the King Crunchers. But look out, Garcia. Got it. But Benny Martinez is pretty adamant it's outside, so they will challenge.
Well, he was right there by the line. So he may have, he may really have seen it go out.
Because usually some players even stand one
step
foot
by the
outside,
line.
and 1 foot inside, so you know where the ball is really going, you can tell.
Or they're facing the court, so they know that if it goes past you, but it's behind him and it falls right by the line. So it did pass him. Usually may ganun eh, di ba? Pag dumaan sa'yo, palabas na yan. But in this case, landed right there.
Unsuccessful challenge. So both coaches with one challenge remaining. And the lead now with the King Crunchers, 4 serving 3. Set number 2. King Crunchers up 1 set to nothing, winning by 4 in the opening set. Pepito passes to Garcia. Air Ceballos. Back row, Talisayan. Yes!
Oh, look at that. Against a triple block, Talisayan is unbothered. I don't care. This will go through.
I mean, these Tamaraos or the Ultras have very, very talented players. Homegrown talented players as well. Polvorosa, Marasigan, outside. So, for the first time here in set number 2, the Ultras up by 1 after that attack fault coming from Marasigan. 5 serving 4. Service out. That's gotta hurt. The lead is gone. We're tied at 5. Garcia with 7, 6 attacks, 1 ace. Make that 2 aces now for Jude Garcia.
It's, it's really those very long serves, long attacks that fall right there by the line. Those are tough to read.
Just like that, a quick 2-point run for the Ultras. Beg your pardon, for the King Crunchers. They're up by a point. Espartero turned away. And another break point won by the King Crunchers. They're up by 2 now. Biggest lead restored for Rex Intal and the King Crunchers. Oof. Another ace, not just yet. Mendoza with a nice push with the left hand. Almendras with a hit. Lyric Mendoza from defense to offense for the Ultras.
Good effort earlier in saving that ball. Look at that. And I like how there's so much space, ano? Pero pinili talaga niya yung gitna ng dalawang blockers, but he did get that point.
And a nice hit by Rex Intal. A little help from the net. Slow the ball down. Back to a 2-point lead for the King Crunchers. 8-6 against the Ultras, set number 2.
You're still watching the Spikers Turf Invitational Conference 2024 live here at the Phil Oil Eco Oil Arena, San Juan. Eric, and for a team like Criss Cross with little to no weakness, meron pa rin daw silang tinatrabaho. At yun daw yung first attack nila as per Coach Ty Bundit. Katunayan, in the conference, yung laro daw talaga nila against FEU yung pinag-igihan nila ng review dahil hindi raw ito basta-basta. A 4-setter match compared to their typical straight sets. As confident as ever for Coach Ty, it's not about ending it in 3 or 4 or 5 sets. It's as simple as just playing. Back to the panel.
All right, thank you very much, Denise. Yep, the King Crunchers lost in the first set against the Ultras in their meeting in the eliminations. Block by Mendoza after the technical timeout, a long rally.
I like how they really are committed right there at the net. Look at this back row attack. Mendoza reaching for it.
1-point game. Bad pass coming from Almendras. It's a broken play. Triple block against Almendras, and he gets a point off the block touch. What a play.
He's liking that point. It's nice to see that their body language right now. I mean, dikit naman din kasi yung game, ano? But very light. You'll see both teams very light, very happy.
2-point game once again. Talisayan.
Ooh.
Hit Coach Ty Bundit.
Coach Ty. A bit of comedy here.
A little acting.
Take a look at that again. No, he tried to avoid that single block. Ang naging target niya si Coach Ty.
Jude Garcia, back row, popped up by Ceballos. And here comes Talisayan against the double block, turned away. Dongala with the dig. And Talisayan sends it into the net.
Saavedra earlier before that error has a 70% success rate with his attacks.
Biggest lead for the King Crunchers at 4 points. Not for long, says Saavedra. Rick Saavedra scoring 15 against the King Crunchers in their first meeting. One of the top scorers for the team. Eight serving 11. Oh, that's definitely not good for confidence of the Ultras as Martinez gives up a point.
And you know, they've seen how set one played out, right? They've managed to keep it close, but it's always that 2 points that they can't get over. They managed to get a lead in this set, but unable to keep it.
My goodness, just relentless is Saavedra. That overpass on the dig coming from Pepito, and he knocked it in again.
Well, you gotta be, sabi nga natin, gusto nila makakuha naman ng lamang. Look at that again. He took that chance. Habang hindi pa nakapwesto yung depensa, habang yung blockers din, hindi parehong nakatalon.
Well, right now, Saavedra and the Ultras, they've only gotten as close as 3 points. After the King Crunchers built a 4-point lead. Tough pass there coming from Polvorosa. So a chance ball, the first one for the Ultras here in set 2. Saavedra off the block. And there's a break point for the Ultras, and they get within 2. Serves have to be big right now for the Ultras to disrupt the first pass. Oof, but a great pass. Glorioso. And here's a chance to make it a 3-point run. Yes, it is. Saavedra brushes it off Garcia. It's 3 straight points scored by the Ultras.
You know, this is something that they haven't done in set number 1. They've always managed to score back-to-back points, but not 3. And so this should be a good one, and let alone that is Saavedra, who's provided most of their points.
That could have been out, but Pepito picked it up. Another solid block. Dongala again waving his hands and his fingers, and it's 4 straight points scored by Dongala and the Ultras, forcing a timeout here for Coach Taimundit and the King Crunchers.
ไม่เป็นไรไม่เป็นไรทีมโน่1 point เฮ้ยบอลไฮลิเบโรโนจุดดูอิงฮะบอลไฮเติร์ดบอลไปฮะ
Go. Yung sa Pedra, timingan nyo na lang din. Kasi nauunang block.
Get put,
Ganun din naman eh. Balik tayo. Sa kanya sa akin. Naghahanap pa ng butas. Bawal lang. Bawal lang. Happy. Aso.
A spectacular run for Dongala and the Ultras to tie the game after being down by as many as 4 points here in set number 2.
3 blocks for him so far in this game.
And now going for the lead off the powerful serves of Jelor Talisayan.
Ooh,
Yeah.
too
The
long.
last one could have been out, actually. And trying his luck there. So the lead back with the King Crunchers off a service fault. 4 for the Ultras, only 2 for the King Crunchers. Great pass by Talisayan. Here comes Espartero. Got it.
What an attack by Espartero.
And got 4 points. Vico Espartero to tie the game at 13. Dongala with the serve. Pepito passes. Garcia pounds that one in. 9 already for Jude Garcia. And his Alas Pilipinas coach must be really happy. He's watching here. And Angelino Frigoni is sitting beside Dexter Clamor, who's also part of the coaching staff of Alas Pilipinas. Combination play. Saavedra! Yes!
You know, I feel the crowd because
Yeah.
you see this exchange, right? And you see that the points and the plays and the way they bring it back to the other side is very deliberate. Look at that.
And with only 1 blocker, it's going to be tough for anyone to stop Vic Saavedra. Pepito passes. And a nice tip from Rex Intal.
Well, we've seen Ental do that in set number 1.
Another seesaw battle here in set number 2. Both teams exchanging side outs. Garcia coming off a 10-point performance against Savorj, his lowest output so far in the Invitational Conference. Meantime, an attack fault coming from Saavedra, and that'll take us to our second technical timeout. Should be. There it is. 16-14, King Crunchers up by 2.
No risk, no story. Talagang tumatak siya sa akin kasi doon mo maisip mo na, oo nga no, hindi mangyayari yung isang bagay kung hindi mo susubukan. Hindi mo gagawin yung best mo, hindi ka mag-try. Kasi mas okay nang na-fail ka or natalo ka, at least ginawa mo yung best mo.
Right now is doing his best. 12 points already in double digits today, but they're down by 2 and also down a set against the King Crunchers.
But you know, they are indeed taking the risks. Nakikita natin yan, no? In the returns, the play, the attack. Kahit dun sa service line, kaya minsan lumalabas. Just like that, going for that sideline.
And missing it for Espartero.
Now, this is the danger for FEU because, you know, it's been the same story. Biggest lead has been 2-3 points, right? But you can't just really give up these points.
Timeout for Coach Orculio. We'll listen in to the Ultras.
Long, long. Tapos mag-adjust ngayon siya, nakita malayo ka. Anticipated mo, pasok. Okay, tapos wag ka na mag-receive. Ang gawin natin, ikaw na mismo kumuha dito. Bako ka, di ba? O bako ka, ikaw, papalo ka lang. Ginawa mong huli palo, okay yun. Palo. Pag check. Out. Ha? Tara, let's go. Timing yung may middle, ha?
Well, Coach Orculio, wary about this little run that there you see Coach Frigoni and Coach Clamor. Clamor will be with the HD Spikers just probably half an hour from now or an hour from now, depending on the outcome of this game, as they take on the only team that beat them in the eliminations, the Savage Spin Doctors. Combination play. Espartero, beautiful touch for the young rookie.
And that's what you call reading the defense on the other side. You saw him really jump high, and everyone thought that he would hit it strong. But look at that. Right in the middle, beautiful.
5 points for Espartero. More importantly, it's just a 2-point game. Marasigan. One-handed dig for Espartero de Guzman to Talisayan. Popped up by Pepito. Polvorosa all the way out to Almendras. Talisayan. Underhand pass. Back row Espartero with a top spin on the ball. Garcia. Yes. I mean, just the transition so fast for the defense to recover. 10 points for Jude Garcia. Garcia fired up as the lead is back to 3 for the King Crunchers. De Guzman make that Ceballos with a pass. Espartero bouncing it off the net cord. And yeah, it hit the arm of Glorioso as well. Lyric Mendoza scored 10 against the King Crunchers in the eliminations. Marasigan blocked by Talisayan. That was a lazy hit for Marasigan.
Talisayan got to it.
Not the typical hit for Isai. No off-speed attempt. Easily read by Jelor Talisayan, the team captain of the Ultras. It's back to a 1-point game. Almendras off the block of Dongala and scores. Only 3 blocks so far for the King Crunchers. Dongala has 2 of the 7 of the Ultras.
Now actually 3 of the 7.
3 of the 7.
Yep. Ooh.
Yep, that's going to be a lifting violation. A nice hit coming from Nico Espartero, making it a 1-point game again. And this has been the roadblocks. A 1-point deficit against the Ultras they have not been able to overcome. Marasigan, this time, different target, same result. Knocking it off the shoulder of Ceballos.
Minsan kinakabahan ako, friend. Pero, yun ang masasabi ko. But, I mean, it's such strong hitters right here. And it's amazing if you see it actually live, you know, in front of you.
Talisayan. Good coverage by Espartero. Ceballos to Saavedra. Yes.
Against a triple block.
Oh, wait a minute. The point was given to the King Crunchers. And there's going to be a challenge here because Saavedra thinking, and it even looked like it hit one of the 3 blockers.
Possible also that it hit the tape of the net. Our first referee, of course, would have the best view right there.
Only 1 challenge remaining for Coach Orculio, and he's going to use it here. Might as well. Or down the final stretch of the second set. Ultras losing the first set by 4. And it's going to be a hard comeback if they're going to go down 0-2 against the King Crunchers.
And we are talking about, wala na tayo sa eliminations,
Yes.
the semifinals. Of course, all of these teams, even in the preliminary round, seryoso naman sila sa laro. But ngayon, you know, it's really different because only 4 teams are here. They're joined by a guest team. And like what we said earlier, all of the wins really matter. And the manner at which they win also has a big impact in terms of like the succeeding games, you know, that they have. As we look at this slow-mo.
All right. So it didn't seem like it hit.
It clearly hit the tape of the net.
Yeah.
But at least from this side, we didn't see it.
So no block touch, another unsuccessful challenge. So no more challenge remaining for the Ultras. As Martinez will sit down, Ariel Cacao is back in the game for the Ultras. Down by 3 points. They were down by as many as 4 before tying it with a 4-point run.
Also, FEU finds themselves at a point here in this set where they need to urgently turn things around.
Pass by Ceballos. Dongala. Good defense by Pepito. And that's going to fall short for Almendras. Wanted to be creative. He saw an opening at the bottom right of your screen. So he wanted to send it there, but he fell short.
Good intention, good read as well. We saw that adjustment.
Meantime, Charles Absin checking in, scored a point against the HD Spikers in their last game. Had 3 against the King Crunchers in the elims. Talisayan getting a little help from the net. Here's Marasigan, tough angle. Good save by Talisayan. Cacao to Saavedra. Nice block by Jude Garcia.
Nobody there for FEU.
Errors 8-3. Favor of the Ultras as Pem Bagalay checking in for the first time today. Pem didn't score against Savoj in their last game. Combination, back row, Talisayan sends it outside.
May halong gigil na dito sa side ng FEU. Of course, they know it's urgent. They need to score a point. But you see also the facial expression, body language, seryoso na rin talaga sila.
Miguel comes in for Talisayan. Back to the biggest lead for Bagalay and the King Crunchers. That is going to be outside. Service specialist Pem Bagalay could be a starter in any other team in the Spikers turf. That's how deep the bench is for Coach Tai Bundit.
He has so many rotations he can play with.
I mean, Saura comes off the bench. Pem Bagalay comes off the bench. Jaron Riquinton comes off the bench.
There are even some players sitting out the game, right?
Kim Malabunga hasn't even seen action. Luca Mamon hasn't even seen action yet. 4 set points. After this attack by Jude Garcia, timeout, the last one for the Ultras. We will listen in.
Ang kailangan na natin tapatan, mismong spiker, dito ko tumapat, ginanya niya, di okay. Di depensa naman eh. Dito ako nakaharap, saan ka di depensa, sa kabab lang. Sa kabila, di ba? O di ginanan niya. Paano? Dito ka di depensa. Basa lang. Eh, ang kalaban natin, napakasarap kalaban niya kasi veterano yan. Ngayon, kung bibigyan natin sila ng easy ball, eh, mag-prepare ka talaga di depensa ka, pasasabugin nila yung bola sa palo eh. Di ba? Tara, kaya! Tara! Bawi!
You love the optimism of Coach Herculio. Sarap kalaban yan. Mga veterano yan. And he sees the fun in this matchup as you look at the FEU set of fans inside the Phil Oil Eco Oil Center. Jewel Asia, Francis Saura, the usual substitution late in the set for Coach Tai Bundit. They are up 4 set points.
One good pass is what FEU needs. We've seen them here in this set score 4 points
Yep.
straight. So we can probably say hindi naman imposible
That's
no,
right.
na makahabol. But, you know, this means that, well, currently they're committing more errors here in this set. Kailangan wala ng error talaga ngayon because they will easily hand over this set to Criss Cross if they do so.
And they're going to have great serves. Asia, here's the winning shot. There it is. Jude Garcia delivers his 13th point. And same winning margin in set number 2 as set number 1, 4 points. And big smiles on the faces of the King Crunchers as they have a 2-0 advantage. This nice hit by Jude Garcia, the top scorer of the conference so far. Third set coming up when we return.
We've just seen set number 2, Criss Cross King Crunchers taking that set 25-21. Set number 2 was a different story for both these teams in the sense that FEU managed to score more than back-to-back points and keep in pace with the King Crunchers. But the King Crunchers really just powering through set number 2 with their key attackers scoring. Nandyan si Marasigan, Garcia, Intal Almendras, Glorioso also joining the action as we look at set number 2 statistics. Much better set, we can say, for FEU because they did outperform Criss Cross in terms of attacks and blockings. However, what really cost them set number 2 are all of the giveaway points. You see 9 errors committed by FEU here in this set, practically just handing over, you know, that second set to the King Crushers. But I think one of the things also that we keep mentioning in this match, hindi man nakukuha ng FEU yung set, they are performing well when it comes to the blocking. At yun yung hinihintay natin ngayon sa King Crushers because we haven't seen it just yet. But, you know, they've won the first 2 sets.
Well, the first meeting between these two teams was a 4-setter. Arena Plus Astigsa Sports. So it would be obviously a huge disappointment for the fans, for Coach Herculio, and for the Ultras themselves if they go down by 3.
The question is, you know, if FEU can pull off and extend further, just like, you know, how it was snatching a set. But, you know, they have to do more than what we've seen in sets 1 and sets 2. There have been improvements. I did mention how it was only back-to-back points that they managed to score in set number 1. Lumaki ng konti, no? Pagdating sa set number 2, 4 straight points consecutive. But it's the finishing that is something that is what is missing with FEU at this point.
Well, the Ultras have a new starting lineup except for Espartero and Saavedra. It's a practically new starting lineup here in set number 3 as Glorioso gets the first point of the third set with a monster block. Meantime, for the King Crunchers, it's the same 6 for Coach Tai Bundit. So on the floor for the new names on the floor for Coach Herculio are Rodson Duot, Charles Absin, and Luis Miguel. A nice tip by Espartero. Rally continues. Ooh, running attack for Charles Absin. The first running attack for the Ultras here in the match. Absolutely caught the King Crunchers by surprise.
That's what they need at this point. They cannot be predictable.
Yeah.
Of course, the Crunchers, they know the first option. Sino bang first option mostly given to Saavedra. So that surprise needs to happen more often.
Saavedra. There's a break point won by the Ultras to snatch the lead away. Wait a minute. Saavedra getting told off by Erlindo Eusebio, our first referee. Rodson Duot out of Bacolod, another product of FEU Diliman. Marasigan, single blocker, easy point.
So much confidence going for that little space at the side and in between the blocker, the antenna, and the sideline.
And a terrific set as well coming from Polvorosa. Splitting the blockers of the Ultras. Here's Saavedra against two blockers.
You know, I like how Criss Cross is responding to our commentaries here. Sabi nyo, walang blocking, ha? They started off with a block point. This is their second block point for this set.
All coming from Gian Glorioso, who had 3 blocks against the Spin Doctors in their last game of the Elims. Duot sends it to Absin, and Absin is blocked again. Wow, Glorioso 6 points, 4 blocks. Make that 5 blocks, 7 points for Gian Glorioso. And just like that, a 3-point run for the King Crunchers. Oh, Glorioso! Are you kidding? 3 straight blocks. No, beg your pardon, 4 straight blocks.
So much focus for this man. Talagang, sabi nga nila, never keep your eyes off the ball. And, you know, he's just going for it every time magko-cross. And that's commitment right there.
4-0 run for the King Crunchers. That service outside. Rodson Duot will sit down, and in comes, as you look at Glorioso and the blocks so far. 4 coming here in set number 3. Benny Martinez is back in the game for the Ultras. Starting setter. Miguel. Ooh. After going for a 2-point run, the Ultras now have just been outrun by the King Crunchers 5-1. Combination play, a solid block by Marasigan against Espartero.
You know, I don't know what switch was turned on here in this set, but the King Crushers really crushing it right there at the net.
And for all of a sudden, for the Ultras, they have somehow just stepped off the throttle, but there's Saavedra still plugging away. All of a sudden, King Crunchers out blocking the Ultras finally, Anne.
7 for FEU, 9 block points for the King Crushers. You know, we keep highlighting this. I think it just so that we get to explain it also. King Crushers are number 1 or number 2 in most of the skill departments, but specific to blocking, they lead by such a huge margin.
5-0 in terms of blocks for the King Crunchers here in set number 3. Technical timeout, 8-4. The King Crunchers on top.
Welcome back to the semifinals of the Spikers Turf Invitational Conference 2024. Eric, and prior to this conference, team captain of the FEUD and Steel Ultras Gerald Talisayan had this gut feeling, according to him, na magde-decline daw ang FEUD and Steel Ultras after the V-League. But to his surprise, sa 14 na naka-line up, ibang klase daw talaga yung growth ng 4 na rookie in just a small amount of time. For one, 20-year-old rookie Miko Espartero has been one of the bright spots of the Ultras. For his first semis with the Ultras here on Spikers Turf, alam niyang sa reception daw talaga siya pinaka nag-improve, which he wishes to use dahil ayaw niya raw sayangin ang bawat moment niyang makatulong. Eric, Ann?
Maraming salamat, Denise. Yeah, Miko Espartero, a just tremendous rookie season, I expect, in the UAAP because of his performance in the V-League and the Spikers Turf. And right on cue, Espartero. Gonna be a broken play. Oh, but somehow Marasigan found the opening on the defense.
Such a well-placed shot.
Timeout for the Ultras as Coach Orculio wants to plug that hole in the defense.
Di ba? Tignan mo. Sino dapat huling lalabas?
Ako.
Miss Ball. Nakalabas ka kagad, re-receive pa lang. Tignan mo atake. Hindi ko legit yan, pare. Veterano, tignan mo nilagay. Tapos paano ka nagbasa? Nakaganyan ka lang. Di ba dapat nakababa ako, basahin natin yung bola. Kaya yung binigay. Ito, nandun ka, layo. Naunahan pa siyang mag-react isa sa'yo. Tara. Dito na natin.
All right. Some very obvious points from Coach Orculio. I just can't wait to see how they're going to deal with collegiate players after playing so well against pros here in the Spikers Turf.
You know, for sure, it has elevated the way they play. But you know, those were good reminders.
Yeah.
Tama naman, hindi collegiate yung kalaban. Yung mga yan, may switch yan. And you know, the King Crushers really turning things around right here. Kailangan ng konting wake-up call nitong FEU.
Espartero scores a point. Finally a side out for the Ultras after getting outscored 9-2. Polvorosa on 2. Martinez. Saavedra popped up by Almendras. Marasigan from the back row. Pepito to Polvorosa. Back row again for Almendras. Good floor defense so far shown by the Ultras. But a chance ball here for the King Crunchers. On 2 once again for Ish Polvorosa.
The joy in getting that point. But you know that he's really read the positioning on the other side. He was so sure of it.
El shimmy from Ish Polvorosa. We miss him on the commentary booth. Another chance ball, not even. As Lyric Mendoza can't get it across the net. Right now it is all King Crunchers and the set number 3.
Very, very different FEU squad we're seeing right here in terms of body language, in terms of returns. But for the King Crushers, on the other hand, really not slowing down.
Yeah. I mean, this is their biggest lead of the entire match here. Up by 8 points. 15 already for Jude Garcia.
He's also very highly efficient with his offense, 65% efficiency.
Oh, that could have been double as well on Martinez, but I mean, just nothing going right for the Ultras. Biggest deficit, 9 points. Timeout for Coach Orculio.
Ano nangyari? Ha? Ano, Che? Anong problema natin? Ayaw nyo na? Sabihin nyo, para hindi na tayo naglalaro. Ang dami nanonood, oh. May live pa nanonood. Kung ayaw nyo maglaro, para sabihin nyo. Pwede naman, eh. Ha? Tignan mo mga mukha natin, no? Magkamukha na tayo para pareho. Papayag kayo? Bira, oh. Let's go, let's go.
As a coach, I mean, that's the last thing you really want to see. Your team kind of giving up. I mean, slump shoulders, no effort on the court, which is why Coach Orculio calling a timeout.
Well, hopefully now that they go back on the court, they respond to that.
Yeah.
That they, wake up. Easier said than done.
Of course, I mean, it's you're going up against one of the two top teams in the Spikers Nerf, not just in the conference. Attack error there. As the lead is now up to 10, the biggest lead in the entire match for Coach Ty Bundit's King Crunchers.
Also for this younger squad, of course, they're a collegiate team. This is a good test of character, right? How do you handle these pressure-packed moments where you're down by 10, or now 11?
Yeah, which takes us to our second technical timeout. We'll get back to the point of and when we return right here on our Signal TV channels. Inside the Phil Oil Eco Oil Center, and we remind you of the tournament format, at least the semifinals format of the Invitational Conference, where we're going to have 5 teams instead of the usual 4, and then it's a single round robin. It's not a 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3 format. Your favorite NBA superstars are on NBA TV Philippines, now available on Signal Play. Yes, there's a side out finally from Lyric Mendoza. Download the Signal Play app on the App Store and Google Play and subscribe now to catch all the action in this new NBA season. Finally, a side out for the Ultras. But the damage has been done. They're down by 10. Biggest lead was 11 for the King Crunchers. Back-to-back points for the Ultras. As Intal with an attack fault.
Some opportunity here for FEU. We've seen them score at least 4 or 5 points straight earlier. They will need more than that.
Yep. Oh, nice dig. But it went over. Chance ball here for King Crunchers. Almendras is rejected. Polvorosa back to Nico. Nico down the line, popped up by Saavedra. Benny Martinez sends it to Talisayan. To the rescue is Jude Garcia in the back row. Almendras tries again, and no blockers. Easy put away for Nico Almendras.
That's something huge right here. The FEU, they need to remember they can't just let the Criss Cross attackers attack with no blockers.
Right, and I think that was what Coach Orculio was telling Lyric Mendoza. And Lyric Mendoza, set was a little low, but he got it across the net against 2 blockers. Marasigan from the back row as a push. Popped up by Mendoza. Mendoza tries again. Diving dig there for Rex Intal. A chance ball for Martinez. Ooh, broken play. But Jello Talisayan with a cross-court hit. Well, the blockers were set, and the floor defense as well was angled towards the hit, but just too powerful. That one coming from Jello Talisayan, make it a 9-point game. Ooh, but a quick answer for Gian Glorioso.
Also making it look so easy. It's a very nice team game that we're seeing from Criss Cross, because you really see the contribution of each one, be it on scoring or even on floor or the non-scoring departments.
Absin, giveaway. Nice block by Absin against Glorioso. Jix Saavedra sending it outside.
May halong gigil na rin at this point, I think, because of the eagerness to score.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
you know, dito hindi na rin kasi pwede babyhin yung palo. I think they're really going for stronger, longer attacks.
Talisayan. Oh, Pepito with a beautiful dig. Almendras. Blocked by Absin. This time, back row. There's a push coming from Jude Garcia. Martinez. Pepito, good coverage in the back row. Here's Marasigan against a double block. No problem for the Ultras.
FEU showing some fight here in set number 3.
Charles Absin with a couple of blocks already off the bench. It's still a long way to go if you're the Ultras, and going to be longer with errors like that.
You see the frustration right there. Siguro at a loss for words na si coach. Pang sasabihin ko dito, but so much pressure right here for FEU.
Great dig coming from Almendras. Here comes Jude Garcia off the block and outside. And it's only a matter of time before the King Crunchers get a 3-set win here, up 21-9 in set number 3 and up 2-0. Absin, job well done in limited minutes on the court as Dongala comes in to replace him.
We know that blocking is urgent. He scored in the earlier sets.
Speaking of blocks, there's a block against Saavedra. Martinez goes to Talisayan down the line and misses the line. The first meeting between these two teams was a 4-setter. First set won by the Ultras, but today, totally different story. It was close in the first 2 sets. I mean, just a 4-point win for Almendras and the King Crunchers in sets 1 and 2, but an absolute blowout here in set 3.
Ooh.
Well, footsie, no good for Nico Almendras.
Natawa na lang siya, you know. He tried.
That probably was a double as well. He hit the foot and his knee. The Ultras coming into the semifinals with a 7-win, 2-loss record. And that one is outside for Jude Garcia. Their only losses coming against the HD Spikers and these King Crunchers. Meantime, for Jude Garcia and the Criss Cross King Crunchers, 8-1 win-loss record. Their only loss, and it's a well-documented match against the HD Spikers.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Yep. Another service fault as the Ultras are buried under a 12-point deficit. Pem Bagalay checking back in. 2 points away from a 3-set win here in their first semifinal match. And again, it's a round-robin semifinals. There are 5 teams, including Kondogumi Hyogo, our guest team. They were our guest team last year as well. They were known as Maruichi Hyogo. Garcia off the block, and it's going to be match point. 13 to be exact, match points for Garcia and the King Crunchers.
Not the way, of course, FEU would want to have this game end.
And speaking of end, right on cue, the game has ended. Saavedra with an attack fault. A sweep by the league-leading King Crunchers in straight sets against the number 3 team in the semifinals, the DN Steel FEU Ultras. Job well done. I mean, as expected, they did a masterful job, especially set number 3 for the King Crunchers. And
You know, very convincing way to end this match. It was a good turnaround, and you see, this is also something that's recognized by FEU, right? No, during one of the huddles, sinabi nga, veterano ito yung mga kalaban natin, and it's exactly what we've seen, the experience, not just the skills, no, the leadership of the players on the court on the side of the King Crunchers.
King Crunchers win in 3 sets against the Ultras.
You're still watching the semifinals of the Spiker Surf Invitational Conference 2024, and you just witnessed a three-setter match between the FEUD and Steel Ultras and the Criss Cross King Crunchers. And we have our player of the game, Team Captain Isay Marasigan. Team Captain, you delivered 12 points, 11 attacks, 1 block. And earlier dun sa conversation natin na mention mo, isa talaga sa pinaka-tinutukan nyo sa pag-review itong FEU. In today's game, what challenged you the most?
Siguro yung complacency lang talaga yung biggest challenge namin ngayong game na to. May mga times talaga na sobrang bumababa yung energy namin, naging complacent kami kahit lamang namin, kahit alam namin yung gagawin namin. So I think yun.
Next question, Team Captain, dun sa last set, no, naging malaki yung lamang. It was a solid run by you guys. So what was the key dito sa run na to?
I think yun nga, alam namin kung paano i-execute na mga gagawin ni FEU na pag-aralan namin for the past few days. Talagang meron kaming assignments from Coach Tai na ginawa. Kaya siguro yung pagkakakilala lang namin sa game ng FEU, pinanood din namin yung mga effective na things na ginawa namin sa huli naming laban. So yun, naging effective lang talaga.
Ayan. Captain, anybody would like to reach shout out daw, sabi ng teammates mo?
Ayan, shout out sa team ko, and ayun, binabati ko yung management namin. Thank you very much. Sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa men's volleyball team, sa Criss Cross, King Crunchers, maraming salamat. And ayun, happy birthday nga pala kay Chumason. Anjiga, birthday niya bukas. So ayun, para sa kanya yung game na to. Thank you.
Thank you so much, our player of the game, Team Captain Isay Marasigan from the Criss Cross King Crunchers. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Denise. Congratulations, Isay, and the rest of the King Crunchers. Perfect birthday gift, by the way, for Chu and Giga.
Yes, advance happy
Advance
birthday.
happy birthday.
Diba? Baka may celebration. As we look at some highlights for set number 3, you know, it was a totally different set. We did expect it will be close all throughout, but this is, you know, what a veteran team is really made of. You see how they turn things around, and I think in that set also, no, later when we look at the stats, we'll see how FEU really struggled in this set. You'll see that they scored 8 points but gave away 9 errors in that last set. So mas marami pa yung naipamigay than they actually scored. Meanwhile, Criss Cross total turnaround. We've been looking for their blocking, but in this set alone, scored 5 points. So ito yung paulit-ulit din nating sinasabi. Again, because they're one of the lead, they're top 1, and they lead by a huge margin in the skill department. So this is, I guess, a good way to seal that straight set win against FEU.
So as expected, the #1 team coming into the semifinals with a 1-0 win-loss record after taking down FEU in straight sets. So it's 1-0 King Crunchers, 0-1 for the Ultras. Coming up next, it is the HD Spikers against the Spin Doctors of Savage. Thanks to our director, Odile Campo, our game producer, Nick Earnshaw, for Denise Valdez-Sancho, my partner, Andre Muliacanda. I'm Eric Depan. More coming up. Semifinals of the Invitational Conference right here on your Signal TV channels.